Welcome to day one of our Disney World vacation. It's hard to believe after months of planning, packing, counting down, and dreaming about this trip, the day has finally here. The morning started before the sun came up. I could not resist grabbing a few clips of the boys still sound asleep because honestly, there's something so sweet about seeing them resting before a day that's about to be filled with so much excitement and so many memories. We got ready and headed out of the room at Disney's Grand Floridian Resort. If you've never stayed here before, the grounds are absolutely beautiful. Everything feels peaceful in the early morning hours, and walking through the resort before everyone else is awake is one of my favorite Disney experiences. You gotta try it. With coffee in one hand and two excited kids are ready for adventure, we made our way over to the Monorail and headed straight for Magic Kingdom. And honestly, there's just something special about that first ride to the park. The anticipation starts to build, the excitement grows with every step, and before you know it, you're pulling into Magic Kingdom with Cinderella Castle waiting for you in the distance. No matter how many times we visit, that feeling seriously never gets old. One ride that became our favorite this trip was Buzz Lightyear's Space Ranger Spin. We actually rode it multiple times throughout the day. It turned into a family competition, and let's just say everyone was very serious about getting the highest score. Unfortunately, I didn't get any footage of those rides, but trust me, there was plenty of friendly trash talking happening. Next up was a big milestone for our youngest. We took him over to Tomorrowland Speedway so he could drive his very first car ever. And if you're a parent, you know how exciting these little firsts can be. Watching him grip that steering wheel and feel like he was driving all by himself was absolutely priceless. The smile on his face said everything. But the biggest milestone of the day was still ahead of us. It was finally time for his very first roller coaster, the Barnstormer. Now, if you've ever introduced a toddler to a roller coaster, you know it can be one of two ways. They either love it immediately or they spend the entire ride questioning every life choice that led them to that moment. Our little guy definitely fell somewhere in the middle. He was brave enough to ride it, but afterwards he wasn't exactly convinced that roller coasters were his thing just yet, so we slowed things down a bit. We hopped over to the mini adventures of Winnie the Pooh and then Under the Seas with The Little Mermaid. Both of these rides were exactly what he needed: a little slower, a little calmer, and a great way to build his confidence right back up. Before long, it was time for another family favorite, Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. This is one of those rides we look forward to every single trip. The music, the mine scenes, the swinging cars, and those views around the mountains make it such a fun experience. The adults loved it, our oldest loved it, and our 2-year-old, well, let's just say the jury's still out for that one. He survived it, but I don't think he's quite ready to call himself a thrill seeker yet. After all those rides, we stopped for lunch and grabbed one of our favorite Magic Kingdom snacks, the cheeseburger spring rolls. If you have had them before, you already know, and if you haven't, add them to your Disney food list immediately. The afternoon was filled with even more attractions, exploring and making memories together. One ride we always make time for is Pirates of the Caribbean. There's just something timeless about every trip that feels incomplete without hearing yo ho ho at least once. Before we knew it, it was time to find a spot for the Festival of Fantasy Parade. This parade is such a classic. The floats, the characters, the music. It's one of those experiences that remind you why Magic Kingdom feels so magical. After a full morning and afternoon in the parks, we decided it was time for a little break. One of the biggest perks of staying at the Grand Floridian is how easy it is to get back and forth from Magic Kingdom. We hopped back on the monorail and headed to the resort to recharge before the evening festivities. And honestly, the break ended up being exactly what everyone needed. My husband, my oldest, and I spent some time relaxing and taking it easy. Meanwhile, our youngest had other plans. He settled in with Encanto and turned the room into his own personal dance party. At that point, I think he was having just as much fun dancing in the room as he was riding the rides in the park. Eventually, it was time to head back to Magic Kingdom for one of the experiences we had been looking forward to the most, the fireworks dessert party. But before we got settled in for the evening, my husband managed to sneak away and ride Tiana's Bayou Adventure, and at nearly that exact time, our youngest decided it was finally time to take a nap. Honestly, the timing worked out perfectly. By the time the fireworks were getting ready to begin, everyone was rested, happy, and ready for the grand finale. The fireworks dessert party was absolutely incredible. The desserts were delicious, the atmosphere was wonderful, and the viewing area gave us an amazing perspective of the show. I actually have an entire video dedicated to the fireworks dessert party here on the channel, so if you're interested in seeing all the details, definitely go check that video out. I genuinely think it's one of the best splurges you can make in Magic Kingdom. Watching the fireworks with Cinderella Castle glowing in front of us while standing there with our family is a memory I know I will absolutely never forget. And just like that, our first Disney day was coming to an end. One of the best parts though, when the fireworks were over, we did not have to fight the massive transportation crowds. Instead, we enjoyed a peaceful stroll back to the Grand Floridian. No long waits, no packed buses, just a quiet walk under the lights talking about our favorite moments from the day. The times we made it back to the room, everyone was completely exhausted. We climbed into bed, turned on some Mickey cartoons. It had been a day filled with roller coasters, first driving experiences, favorite rides, incredible fireworks, and so many moments that reminded us why we love Disney so much. And the best part, that was only day one. Thanks so much for spending the day with our family, and we'll see you in the next Disney adventure. Bye.